Good morning, everyone. It's Trader Rob. Today is Wednesday, June 17th. Got a ton of high-impact news here this morning. Got FOMC this morning at, this afternoon at 1 p.m. Let's see what else we got on the docket today. I know we got oil inventory report at 9:30 this morning, and then we got U.S. retail sales at 7:30 in about 23 minutes. I am currently in a long here on the ES. We had a, let's get on the ES here. We had a key level right here at the 75.83. I saw a nice flip here on the 12 range right here. And positive footprint, negative delta. So we are currently at the 5-minute ATR, which is about a little over, I should say a little less than 4. I just want to see if we can balance out this this area right here at the 75.94. See if we can get to target here. This is the area of unbalanced volume on the 12 range, which was my entry. So, you know, I could probably put this guy a few points. Let's put him at 6. There we go. Just a little under that, unbalanced volume there. And then move my stop here once we got a soft flip here on the 4 right here. Got a flip on the floor, so I'm just pretty much, I had a flip right over here. Where'd it go? Right here. So I'm just kind of protecting that candle right there. Let's see if we can get to target here. Like I said, ATR on the 5 minutes at 3.4, so I'm stretching this just a little bit here. If I can lock in for, see if it gets over a little bit over 4, I can lock in just a little over that 5-minute ATR. Not going to stretch that one much more than that. Let's see if we can get the final push here. Let's go. 5 points. Let's go a little more. I'll take that off right there. We get there. 5.25 points on the ES. Nice trade. Nice trade to start the morning. Morning, William, Keith, Steve. English, good morning. Paul, good morning. J-Loves, good morning. And again, this play was just a play right off this key level here. These were really just, really haven't been tapped into. So typically we're dancing around these all morning pre-session. So I figured first touch was such a nice rejection right to the tick. And I switched over to my 12 range on the ES. Saw the green footprint, negative delta, and that was my entry. Actually, my entry was right around here. And then just targeting, you know, part of trading is knowing where your TPs are at as well. So, and you can also know where you're going to see resistance. So this is an area of unbalanced volume for sellers. So just basic auction market theory, just take it right back to an area where sellers were active. It's a great place to dump your trade. And then if you want to get super granular, you can drop down to the 4 range. And then you can also see kind of the same thing. So you can see where you're going to see resistance. So right here, I knew that my first pocket of resistance was going to be right here. Okay. That's where we had this about a 1.5 retracement right here. So we dipped into this unbalanced volume. We had a little retracement. We were able to get strong here, which then gave me confidence to say, okay, well, what's the next best area that they're gonna have some resistance at? And the next piece of resistance would be right here. And then I already know on the 12 range, we're gonna have resistance right here. So, you know, I use the unbalanced volume, especially in my signals. I use that for finding TPs and finding stop loss. Give me 1 second here. All right, sorry about that. Just making sure, confirming something with my signal members there. All right, so nice little trade here to start off the morning on the ES, right off of our key level here at the 75.83. Let's kind of go over what the charts are looking like. I think we got anything up there. So we've got a prior key level at the 76.48. yesterday's high. We've got another key level at the 76.36, 76.26. Then we've got 3 key levels. We got a nice little volume pocket over here at the 83, the 81, and the 78. I already took a trade right off of this key level right here. Got a perfect footprint confirmation. For those of you that are just joining me, I saw the tap into the key level. I was looking at the candlestick chart, and as you can see, once I saw this candle, pretty much, it hadn't even closed yet, but once I saw this candle kind of forming, I then switched over to the 12. I was anticipating seeing a flip there because I already knew that there was going to be good volume here as a key level. And really nice delta, negative 79 on the delta, positive footprint. And that all that's telling me is that there was a good amount of pressure to the downside. They continued that pressure to the downside, and the buyers were still able to overcome this delta that we see over here, and then just brought the trade right back to unbalanced volume. So that was a trade there on the ES. Let's take a look at the NQ. So the NQ this morning, we've got a piece of seller unbalanced volume sitting at the 30.585 to the 30.548. We've got a key level at the 38.38. We've got another piece of seller unbalanced volume. Very interested in this area right here. And we've got a key level at the 39.75. We should have a few key levels below us. The 33.06, the 32.72, and then we've got prior low yesterday from 31.99 sitting down there as well. And you can see on the NQ how they trapped those sellers right there. Very similar to the ES. The only difference being on the ES, I had a key level here to take that trade from. And as you can see right here, the ES looks like now they've trapped some of these buyers coming up. We already knew that this was a strong seller demand area over here. So now if we switch over to the 12, we should see a flip, which is what we do see right there. So again, you don't necessarily need to have the market bubbles. They do obviously help. I'm sorry, on the ES. They do obviously help to visualize, but you don't necessarily have to have this. The footprint chart will also show you very similar items. to take another trade last night on the deep charts. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good on the blue sky. Let's see if you can see there. There's my P&L for the day on blue sky. I think I'm up about 700 on that eval that I took out just to try out the D charts. Again, spotted a this is an AVT setup, and spotted this trade last night. I had $187 of risk. 287.50 was the TP. My P&L is at 285.75, so I'm assuming that's commission. But it was a nice trade, very little drawdown. Exactly what I'm looking for. And then I think this setup up here is the one I was talking to you guys about that I'm pretty interested in. I think this was this one right up here. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's this guy right here. But yeah, in general, I really I'm enjoying the platform. I'm sorry, I think I just showed you the wrong chart. I'm sorry, that was the ES trade. That was an ES trade from yesterday. I thought I was looking at the NQ. That's not the right. That was an ES trade last night, an MES trade with 5 contracts. Yeah, J-Love, that goes into what I was talking about. If you watch my video from last Friday, which was just a disaster. I mean, I still, as much as, you know, I'm not mentally. I know I have to just kind of put it behind me as a, you know, an anomaly in the market. It's still living in my head. You know, to taking a 90, ended up being, let's just call it a $10,000 loss on what should have been a maximum loss of $800 or $900 on something that, you know, you can't control. just really, that really does eat you up inside. And, you know, I think after a few good trades like the ES yesterday, solid day of trades. Two of our signals from the signal group both hit TP1, TP2. We got a few more on the docket here. And good trade yesterday on finding an unbalanced volume area. Today, nice little trade off of a key level with the flip. You know, it's starting to kind of fade a little bit more in the memory bank, but you know, it definitely hurts. But like I said in that video, I think for every mistake or for every anomaly that goes against you in the market has a funny way of balancing itself out and rewarding you on maybe a trade where you shouldn't have been rewarded on. You know, a wrong account, wrong position size on an account goes in your favor. You don't get your stop triggered and it goes to TP. I think the world in general just has a way of kind of balancing itself out in the end, but sometimes in the moment it doesn't feel that way. Gian loves, is that delta and range indicator free? Are you talking about on my footprint, these? So I get these a part of the order flow plus package with NinjaTrader. I have a lifetime license with NinjaTrader. So when I first signed up with them, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, I think I paid $1,200 for the lifetime license, which I'm happy I did because I think it saved me quite a bit of money over the long term. So it was all included. So you get these tools for free for life. But if you, it is an add-on package. If you just have NinjaTrader, don't quote me, but I believe it's $39 a month to add their footprint charts, cumulative delta, order flow. Like they have the bubbles, which are not great on NinjaTrader, and I think it's very easy for them to make it good. I just don't know why they haven't, but. And the more and more I start to use the deep charts platform for, you know, just trading the eval, that got me the license to use deep charts. I am liking it a little bit more and more. There are some quirks to it, some dumb ones, but like, and maybe there's a fix to it. I don't really know. I haven't messed around with it yet too much, but like for instance, in NinjaTrader, I can obviously scroll this way through my charts. I can scroll through the charts pretty nicely, pretty easily. There's different ways to do it. I can use my track on my mouse. I could just pull the chart. So there's a lot of different ways there. Nice little push here by buyers. Could have held that ES trade a little longer. Actually, no, this is now when we're starting it into seller unbalanced volume. Anyways, what I was saying was, but in deep charts, you know, they don't really have a scroll feature, meaning like a scroll bar that you could just kind of drag. So I kind of missed that. You can still drag this way. The scroll bar on the mouse just kind of shrinks the chart. So one little kind of annoyance. The biggest annoyance that I have right now is if I put a level in, it doesn't, if I click, let's delete this. If I click on the horizontal tool and I click it, it doesn't lock. So you have to click it twice, which then causes sometimes this dialog box to show up. Again, kind of annoying. We just had some news hit. And the biggest annoyance that I have is that you have to drag the line. You have to find to the tick where you want to put it. There's no way of, you know, like there should be just a coordinates here where I can just put in, drop this line at the 75.9850. So I know it's exact and I know it's fast. So some small kind of quirky things. If you have a line that you're taking that you want to take a trade from. So for instance, like I've got a setup up here. Sometimes when the order is right on an indicator or a drawing tool, it doesn't know if I'm trying to grab the order or if I'm trying to grab the drawing tool. So that's kind of annoying. But as far as like the charts, I do like they've got cumulative volume profile. They have composite volume profile. They have the daily, they have the weekly if you want to put on your chart. You know, they've got delta. It's great. And I think if I was to do the full package, the full license that gets me, you know, the market bubbles and that provides a heat map directly on the chart, I would be interested. Now they do get you because they don't offer a monthly on the full you know what, let me, before I say something that's incorrect, I could have swore I thought that's what it was. There's some kind of quirks to their pricing. And if I do like it, I will ask them for some type of affiliate link and see if there's, you know, any type of discount that we can get if anybody else is interested in this. But as of right now, I want to play around with the platform a little bit more. But pricing, so if I go here to okay, so they do have the monthly for the full. It's currently $74. Again, it's expensive. You know, it's not free. It's free for me right now with the Blue Sky evaluation, so that's kind of a good way to maybe get started on it. Tiger Trades, I believe, is the one that had the code for the discount on Blue Sky. So you can find them on Discord, or because I don't think you can post a link on the chat. But now, so this comes with the deep print, the footprints, the volume profiles, the deep trade. So it gives you the bubbles, volume, all volume and delta indicators, IVB. This is the Fabio strategies, deep V, deep replay, automatic risk manager, trade copier, bonus content, free order flow mastery course, weekly bonus content with Fabio, see me, deep team, monthly competition. I don't care about that. So that's that. Now, what I would be interested in is, so they have another feature, which is the one, let me see if I can find it here. This one, bundle pricing. So I believe that the deep chart plus the deep DOM add-on, this is what I would need for the liquidity map. So the heat map. So you got deep DOM heat map, liquidity tracker, stop runs, iceberg detector, market regime, deep reload, MBO, so market balance, imbalances, block, back tester and journal. And then I believe everything else from deep chart plus these. So to do what I want to do, it's $1,247 a year. Now, you could say, Rob, that's a lot of money. Yeah, I get it. But if I really look into it, but they don't offer a monthly. So that's where they get me, because I was like, okay, cool. Let me try it. If I could try it for a month and pay $150, I would love to try it to see exactly how that heat map, how it works. Because the way I look at it is if it is a viable option, I'm currently spending, I want to say at least $125 on Bookmap. That's $1,500 a year just on Bookmap alone. So the difference doesn't really become that much. So if their heat map is equivalent to Bookmap, I would rather have the platform with all the tools and their heat map for $1,247. It makes sense to me. It might not make sense to you guys, or to somebody that's not spending money on Bookmap or things like that. But for me, it kind of makes sense. Yeah, and I haven't really even gotten to the merging of the volume profiles. I do like that. I think that there's a way to. I haven't messed around with it a lot. I mean, I've taken now at least 10 trades. So I've got a familiarity with the order entry, with the drawing tools and the basics to it. Again, there's quirks. It's not a perfect platform. I would still give NinjaTrader the whatchamacallit. I'd give it the overall edge still on NinjaTrader, just because it's familiar to me. Two, it's got everything that I need. You know, it's got every indicator that I personally need to trade. So then you can say, Rob, why do you need it? I guess I really don't need deep charts, but it's nice. It is also nice. And then I have also some other reservations with it, primarily with strictly a rhythmic or CQG prop connection. I use NinjaTrader for my live cash accounts as well, so I don't really know what live brokerage deep charts integrates with or who they use. I think I saw Schwab there. Again, I don't have a Schwab account, nor do I think that their margins are. I think their margins are pretty awful to trade futures on. And that was one thing I don't see nothing on their site. If I just pop this up one more time. I don't see nothing on their site that shows me like data feeds. So I see CQG, which is good because that's top. Take profit. You can use take profit there. Rhythmic you can use on most accounts, but all my accounts are on Tradebait. MetaTrader 5, never used them. Oh, they have interactive brokers. Okay, so it wasn't Schwab, it was interactive brokers, which I've heard decent things about. Now, when I look at interactive brokers, it just says trading, check mark. But like the Nasdaq, the CME, these are not put in. So like, does that mean that you can't trade futures if you had an interactive brokers account? And then I guess the question I have to the chat or anybody that knows, has anybody used, if any of these are brokerages besides interactive brokers, which I know is, have anybody used any of these as a live broker for futures? To me, it looks like only these here would be suitable for futures, which doesn't make any sense because I think Interactive Brokers is a pretty big futures brokerage firm. So I don't know why they wouldn't allow that there. Because with me, it would have to be like all or nothing. You know, I'm not going to be on 2 platforms. That's for sure. And then I did find another kind of quirk on NinjaTrader that and again, I could be corrected. That's what I rely on the chat for. If you guys anybody that's got personal knowledge of this. So my deep charts, I'm sorry, my big trades indicator plots only when the candle is closed. So on candle close. Now I have gone in and tried to adjust this. So let me go into here. Nope, I don't need to go there. Here. I have gone in here, and so I say calculate on bar close. So if I take it to like on each tick, which I know is going to take more resources, but in theory, I should see the bubble happen in real time, and I'm still not seeing that. So the candle will still close, and then the bubble will appear. Since I don't know on deep charts, if when the bubble is appearing in real time, if the candle still hasn't closed, if the bubble will appear. I think that that's pretty advantageous to have, and not necessarily have to wait for the candle to close for that to print. So again, if anybody has any confirmation that deep charts does it in real time, I'd love to know. Okay, so Holy Earth says, because of how steady Turtle was coded, no matter what you specify, the internal calculation is on bar close. Thank you for confirming that. That's what those were my feelings. So then at the same time, I don't feel like there's any need. That's why I switched back. I don't think that there's any need for me to be on every tick. It should be on bar close. Should use less resources, because if it's not giving me that information up front, what good is it? Now, on the flip side, I'd like to know on deep charts if you get a market bubble, does it happen in real time? How much are commission fees with NT8? So that was another thing. That was one other benefit of NinjaTrader, of the lifetime license. So when I first joined with the lifetime license, you got reduced commissions, and you got all of their order flow suite, which again, at that time I was not trading any of that order. So it's not like I bought the lifetime for that. I just saw it as, if I used the program for a year, the lifetime paid itself. That's the way I was looking at it. So they are very low. Exact numbers, I don't necessarily know. I think that there is a... Oh, here we go. Commission per instrument. Let's see. Let's go to the ES. So on the ES round trip for 1 E-mini is $2.18. The NQ is $2.18 round trip. So that's like $1.09 per side, which I think is pretty good. Could be average, but I think it's pretty good. Versus like if you had like their monthly plan with NinjaTrader or their free plan. Let's see, the free plan costs, let's go to the ES. The free plan's $288. So it's almost $1 difference. I mean, if you take 200 trades in a year, that's a $200 difference. If you take 1,000 trades in a year, it's a $1,000 difference. So, I mean, they all add up. Is it better than... I don't know. I've never used them. But I've never once looked at my NinjaTrader statement. I never thought, wow, I'm paying a lot of money in commissions. It's like never even been a thought. All right, let's map this guy out right here. Let's just see, take a look and see what the volume's showing us here. All right, profile's kind of in the middle of this range right here. Now let's take a look and let's look at the bigger picture here if we can. Okay. Now let's go down to the 60 and let's take a look at this origination of this move. Let's see how the 60 looks. 60 looks good. Did that the wrong way. It should be this way. All right, so be curious to see what we get over here. This is obviously now buyer controlled volume, so we'll keep an eye out on this little spot right over here. Let's take a look at gold. Gold's got some areas, but they're pretty up there, pretty far up there on both sides. So gold's got a long ways to go before I see any unbalanced volume, and the ES has got a ways to go too. So we'll see if they come back down and retest these key levels. And again, the bubbles, even though that, you know, they're not in real time, which I know is probably a small, it's probably a small issue. Could be a big issue, I guess. I don't really know. I don't have something to compare it to. But this indicator's $49 for a lifetime, so it's dirt cheap, man. There's nothing that's like not monthly anymore. So I'm very happy with this indicator. Even though it's limited in its scope, it does what I need it to do. And I guess if I wanted to be really super nutty about it, you know, you could just probably drop down to the lower time frame and you'll probably get these bubbles sooner. I'm use the washroom. I'll be right back. Curious to see how gold's going to respond in this box right here at the 43.64 to the 43.57. Let's see which one of these responds here. Let's take a look at the ES. So we got oil inventory report this morning at 9:30 a.m. Oil's, I don't know, let's see if oil is down big time. Let's see if that's continued. Yeah, 76. We did get to a low this morning of 74. Well, that's much better than what we get to the high up to here. Thought we were at 100 and it went like 120 or something like that. Yeah, we got up to almost 117. Shit. But oil inventory today could be pretty volatile as well, because from what I was reading, a lot of the oil executives were saying that now the pinch is going to really start to hurt. Or I should say the blockade. Top one, yeah, I have looked at top one as well. From what I can remember, if there was anything really. There's nothing really that like super stood out that made me say like, wow. These cookies. Use all the cookies you want, buddy. All right, let's see. Buy one, get one free. Elite access, no activation, elite daily. Let's see. All right, so I think this is pretty similar to Lucid pricing. Lucid's a little cheaper right now. They're at $98 for a 50K with no activation. $3,000 profit target, $2,000 end of day, daily loss limit of 1,000. So again, if you're trying to pass, well, consistency is 40. So you're going to need a minimum of 3 days to pass. Consistency unfunded, none. Max contracts 3. Payout frequency daily. Max accounts, activation fee, none. Yeah, this looks pretty good. I mean, it's a little bit more expensive than Lucid. And for the most part, Lucid's a little bit more flexible on the challenge part because you're at 50% consistency. I don't believe that they have a daily loss limit either. So again, I'm just trying to compare it to what I currently have. And, you know, is it good to have another diversifying your props? Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, I don't, unless I'm missing something, I don't see anything here that Lucid doesn't do just a little bit better at a little bit cheaper. Because to me, the Lucid plan is this, would be this one right here. I mean, it's pretty similar. Versus if we do Lucid. Lucid is, let's take a look here. So they're Lucid Flex. This is what I would put to compete with the top one. You're at $98, so $12 cheaper, no activation, $3,000 profit, $2,000 max limit, end of day drawdown, no daily loss limit, 50% consistency. You trade bigger size if you want to, free activation. To me, this is the better. I mean, why? I don't see why you would choose that over this. I don't see any point. I don't see anything different, anything better here. It's just more expensive and the rules are not as good. Now let's take a look at their elite access, just for shits and giggles. Let's see what the difference is here. All right, so we're looking at $3,000 profit target, no daily loss limit, trailing drawdown $2,000, end of day, three minis. No consistency on challenge, so this would be I'm assuming 1 day to pass. Minimum days to pass, 1, yep. So now these are going to be comparable to Apex. So now we can kind of consider this closer to Apex. Consistency unfunded, 40%. So that could be an issue with some traders, but 40% is not bad. I mean, that's pretty good. Reset unfunded, $4.99. That's a joke. I don't know who would do that. Activation fee, $189. There, it's a big one. So that's where they get you. So $189 plus $39 puts you at about $230, $228 for the account. So again, I think Apex here has this is probably the similar model to Apex, and I think Apex still has better everything really, and cheaper. So So that's my review of top one. I mean, it's hard to... It's really hard to... Currently in the market, in the prop firm space, it's kind of hard to... to not be on the lucid side, you know? I truly believe that. And I think Apex gives you great scaling, good price point. Now they have the end of day trail. I know that you get only 30 days to pass the accounts. So, you know, in the end, I think everything's got its plus and minuses, but 15% consistency is very hard. Very hard. No cash profit Friday this week. With Juneteenth, it's going to be a shortened trading day. There will be no live stream on Friday, so I will be taking that morning off. We got 10 minutes here for market open. I just want to show you guys here in real time how sellers can absorb the buyers in real time in footprint. See if they close them out or if the buyers see. So you guys can see on this right here, you know, you had a big block here of buying coming in. Map that out. So I mapped that out on the 30 or on the 60. This is unbalanced here from buyers, and you can see right here on this footprint right here how they just absorbed all of that buying pressure right there. Now, if you get a flip here to the upside, that's a good continuation model, and you know, you can take a long from there. But this kind of gives it to you in real time. And obviously the market's slower right now, so I love that because I can see the movements so much clearer and so much easier. Honestly, these last couple of days for me, I'm just seeing the market again very crystal clear, like how I'm used to it. And price action is, even at the market open or for the first 15 minutes of the market, you know, like to try to track the 30 before was very, very, very difficult. And now you can see a little tug of war right here. But at the same time, buyers did not absorb there. But you can see where the buying pressure is going to come. You know, you could see where there's interest here from buyers. You can see how the sellers in real time just absorb that, which for me would not confirm a long here at that point. If we can break down underneath here, you know, you start to look a little bit more dumpy. Seven minutes to market open. And I'm going to go make myself some coffee. Hey, Rob, just wanted to double check. Once one of your key levels is respected, like the trade I caught yesterday on the NQ. Nice, what do we call it? I know you probably did that on AI, but I thought that was hysterical. You gave me a laugh yesterday, Herman. Should we then completely discard that level in the future? Okay, so yes and no. You will notice that my key levels, especially on my weekly bands and levels, if we do finally break through them, if you get a decent enough push to the downside and we get a curl back up, that level typically will be another opportunity for you. What I would avoid is scenarios like this where you get price action that comes down to your level, taps in, goes, taps in. You know, at this point, you know, your second is not as good as going to be as your first. But if you get a scenario like this where you get a nice move and then you get a break, clean break, and come back up, this key level can then act as an area for resistance. One thing you want you to be careful about too is that you got to remember that we are now on the September contract, so those levels could be a little off. Also, I'll get updated on Sunday again. But I thought let me see if I could pull up that post. I thought it was hysterical. This is from yesterday. So this is the trade that he caught. Just caught a sweet scalp. Set my buy order exactly on the tick of the 3341 on the MNQ. I was riding this trade back up to the top. Boom. And I thought this was... So this is part of the email that I send out every Sunday with the weekly bands and tradable levels. I don't always catch the exact intraday low on the NQ, but when I do, I use Trader Rob's tradable levels. I thought that was pretty good. So I'll give you props for making me chuckle. All right, 4 minutes to market open. Let me get my coffee so I'm ready to go. Nice little dumperoo here in the morning. All right, let's see how they react at this first piece of buyer unbalanced volume here. Okay, we can see where sellers here tried to push right there. Let's see what's left. So we go right here. Tap it into unbalanced volume. Let's see if they come right back into it. So now here, I'd like to see if you could find a flip right here. That would be a really nice. I don't like the timing right now. We're only four minutes into the market open, but let me just see if they've left anything unbalanced. Nothing yet. And the move down. Let's see if we tap back into this area right here. Which, yeah, sellers are sitting right there. All right, so kind of missed that one there. Tug of war right here. Like, even though this price action's quick, it's doable. You know, this is definitely doable. I can still see the market pretty well. So even though this might look quick, it's nothing compared to what we were seeing last week. All right. Let's go back to the bigger frame here. So they respected this this buyer area. Well, we definitely found the demand area there. And if we were to take a look at that one more time, let's adjust that to where it should be, right here. And we take a look at the 60. Yeah, the 60 does give you a flip right there. It doesn't give you a big flip. It doesn't give you a big continuation though. And you're going right into unbalance. See, like, I wouldn't take a short from here just because we already were sitting in buyer unbalance here. So if we didn't have this, that would be a much better signal for me to take a short from here. That's a tough one there. 660 here. Get stopped out there. That would have been tough. What's going on right here? How much room this is here? 30 points. Oh, that's going to be the flip. Let's see, let's see. Nope. Nothing there. Buyers got absorbed there a bit. Obviously, stop sitting right here. Excuse me. All right, so not a huge fan of the base of this move right here. We did break structure up here finally, but this base doesn't look great. This is unbalanced. small move. If you're right there. Template load, reaction. Let's see if we can pop this guy in here. And TP's looking like right there. Let's see what this is here. 31. Okay. What's ATR at right now? 30. Okay. Not bad. Not a bad little setup right here. Slow down there, buddy. Let's see if we got a tap here. Ooh. Ooh. They take out that TP. I am not interested anymore. Kind of missed that one there. Bring this guy down just a bit right there. That's unbalanced. Nope. Not interested in this one anymore. Balanced out. You can see this was the flip right here. We're about a couple ticks short. That would have been our flip. This would have been unbalanced volume for TP. We missed that one by maybe a point. Nice little setup though. Guys, if you haven't liked the stream, I appreciate you guys hitting the like on it. So again, we got oil inventory report coming up in about 40 minutes. We've got FOMC at 1 p.m. Central Time here this morning. Remember, try not to fiddle in the middle. Work your extremes. Mhm. Very small piece of unbalanced volume right here on the NQ. Be pretty interested here if we get into this to this area right here on the NQ. Nice little impulsive move from there. Everything I'm looking for typically. Morning, Nate. All right, about 20 minutes for initial balance to be set. He jumps us. ETR is about 39 right now. Should have a hard time getting through here, right here. Most likely see a rejection right here. No, buyers are trapped. They might hurt them. Their stops are sitting right over here. So most likely they run this stop right here. And then fuel the move into our area right here. Maybe give buyers another chance. We could even see a break of, we could see a new low if we get a reaction here. Most likely they take these stops right here. Now let's switch over to the 30. Let's see if we can get an entry. No flip there. God, I wish that was a flipperoonie. Ooh. No flip on the 60 or the 30. All right, gotta sit out of this one then. They could run the low now. Perfect liquidity trap right there. Come on, run the lows here. I don't know, was there a 30 there? Ooh, it did give you a 30 flip there. That's dirty. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna take a short there. Ooh, that came in strong there. Dang. Dang, they got me. Oh, they got me good. Figured we just tapped into it there. Oh, that was a nice flip right there. I kind of feel like we run the lows here. Dang. I gotta take another opportunity there. Let me just put this stop just a bit higher here to give myself some space. Come on. Small drop. Not asking for a lot. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Don't do that. You guys are done up here, aren't you? Let's see. If I put it there, I'm at 18. It's above that flip. I'm looking at that flip on the left-hand side of this. Oh, well. I didn't have enough time to move it. I was looking at this flip right here to put it stop above it. Let's see if that saved me some cash. Oh, is that gonna hold? Oh, I think it was equal high. Yeah. All right, I would have got stopped out there. This looks like a perfect spot for a dump to the downside here, but I'm out of bullets. I'm out of bullets to give it. All right, we gave it a shot. We gave it a valiant effort there. You wanted a sweep, didn't you? Okay. Do you think the lows right here are the ones that are at play right now? Just our timing here sucked a little. Trump speaking somewhere? I didn't know that. Trump on Iran deal. You never know. I think it will be signed. 9:18. 2 minutes ago. Exactly when we were in this fucking short here. Oh, Lord. These headlines are going to kill me. Fuck. These headlines are going to kill me. So he's talking news photo sit down with the India Prime Minister. Well, it hasn't been India and Pakistan's Prime Minister completely destroying 3 of my trades. Not a happy guy. Not a happy guy at all. All right, a lot of sellers coming in there. Could this be our area for the reversal? Let's see. This is sitting right here. See a lot there, though. They trapped the sellers there. We retest? Or no, we probably go for the highs. The 450s, the 5400s. Right here. That's our target. All right, let's see if we get a pop here. Come down just a little bit more. A little bit more. Nope. Come on. Should have just kept that 60 range, which was right there. That's stupid. Didn't get a flip there anyways, though. Let's see if we can get into the meat of this one right here. Good negative delta. All right, let's give it a shot here. You stop me out, I'm done for the day. All right, I'm done. Oh, mother. I mean, their target's right here. This is their unbalanced seller section right there, so that would be a likely target. This fucking news is just killing me. It's killing my trading here. Three terrible trades in a row. All right, guys, I'm going to call it a day. I'm getting frustrated, and that's not ever a good sign. I will see you guys tomorrow, Thursday, and thought we were kind of over a lot of these stupid headlines, but apparently not. These two really hurt. This is a good shot. Just a few points, need a few extra points there, but oh, lordy, 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 lordy. All right, I'm out of here, guys. Take care.